Okay, so I want to focus on Carmela for this episode. We start off with AJ reading his Billy Butt paper to her. It's obvious that she's been helping him with it. And then during this, Furio shows up. Look at how happy he is to see her. And look at her smile. As Furio's entering, Carmela asks him how his progress with making his mom apartment is going. And she says that her dad's a carpenter and that they can help him tomorrow. As they're all in the kitchen, Tony comes in bringing tickets to a trip that he got for him and Carmela. She immediately rejects it because of all the planning that they have to do before this trip. Before their argument does start, Furio excuses himself. And look, Carmela is breaking her neck just to see him walk away. And the next day at his garage, they share these beats of looking into each other's eyes. Furio calls her a very special woman and makes a date with her to get flooring tiles. I also want to mention the scene with Meadow. Carmela can tell that something's wrong with Meadow, and when she says it, is it Finn? She says, yeah, he hasn't said he loves her yet. She hugs her and says some men have to go at their own pace, but just look at her eyes. There's a lot of things happening in her head right now. I think some of it is, right, realizing that Meadow is still attaching herself to a man, but also realizing the love that she has for Furio and how that relationship is reflected on her and Meadow's attachment to men too. She's raised Meadow to be smart and independent, but Meadow herself can still not escape wanting to be valued and loved by men. And then with Carmela's experience with Tony and now her entanglement with Furio, she's projecting that idea onto Meadow and seeing her future. I also want to quickly mention this scene. This is the morning after Tony went out with Furio and Brian to gamble. Tony is completely out of it and Furio is late. Carmela does end up making Tony a cup of coffee, but he rejects it and goes back upstairs. And just look at her eyes. She is waiting like a dog for Tony to get upstairs. But as soon as Tony's made it up, she immediately calls Furio. She gets his voicemail and hangs up immediately disappointed. He gets a call back and answers immediately, and it's Meadow who's inviting her to dinner later. We also get the scene of her visiting Furio's garage, thinking about going in, but she doesn't. Then at church, she gets told by someone that they've bought Furio's house. He goes over to check on him and just look at this shot, right? We start out close to Carmela's face and the camera just pulls back slowly, showing you this abyss, right? Almost like our heart sinking from the realization of him being gone. Tony then gets a call from So confirming that Furio is gone. And look at Carmela's face. She looks so sick and depressed. This is killing her. Then they all come in and Tony finally meets Finn. I want to mention another quick beat. Carmela notices that the door is open and she tells Meadow, why would you leave it open? And Finn immediately responds, I'll protect her. Puts on this fake smile, but she doesn't believe in love anymore. We get to know more about Finn and Carmela acknowledges that he's probably traveled around the world. During dinner, they also realize that Meadow's roommate is technically royalty. Then Finn asks AJ about school and he mentions that he got a C on his Billy Butt paper. This particularly hurts Carmela, probably because she helped him. And when Finn asks AJ if he liked the book, AJ says it was okay, but his teacher said it's a gay book. Carmela is appalled by this. Is really funny because again, she helped him, so this is probably why he got a C on the paper. Carmela's just really annoyed with this new gay agenda in media and art. Meadow tries to educate Carmela calmly on this perspective, but she is not having it. He ends the conversation just calling the author gay. What I do want to point out is, given the context of the scene, this is not about just the art, right? This is also stacking on top of her feelings about Furio. She is devastated and she can't communicate that with everyone. That is why she's acting out so harshly to everyone. We get a scene of her crying in this bathroom. I just love this shot so much with her at the center.